Of course, we've just started that back. This will only be the third time. Is it okay if we do it like we have done it in the past and then kind of give about 5 minutes for everybody to get out when that's over?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we'll do that. The next thing we'll do is call for visitors. Tonight, we only have one person, that's all that's called to be on the list. And I think I see him back there, Mr. Bryant. Would you like to come up? In the pre-council, we have a couple of minutes more to talk and but explain to the council, or if they haven't, had a chance to look over your proposal and tell them what you have going. If you would, please come on up to the front. Yes.
Mayor, I also have been,
The actual meeting, not the pre-council.
Yeah, this is pre-council here.
I got you. All right, hey, everybody. I'm Joshua. I sent a proposal and then an adjusted proposal the other week. Hoping everybody had an opportunity to take a look at it. None of this is really set in stone, but generally speaking, what I'd like to do is to provide the vending machines for the city. Locations, there's one here. I'd like to put one, actually, I'd like to replace the existing one where it is under the pavilion at near the splash pad, and also one on the west end of the park by the ballparks. I looked at Steel Creek the other day. I thought there used to be one there, but yeah, I haven't seen it.
it was always vandalized.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, that was another location, and also Lions Park. So with the machines, I've got one right now. Super small business, right? It's a barber shop in Satsuma. But what I do, I guess the value proposition of the business, what kind of sets me apart is it's literally zero cost. I pay the utilities up front. So the machine I have, say the one at the barber shop, it's 3 kilowatt hours a day is the energy usage, which equates to about $160 a year. I pay it up front before I even put the machine in. So it's literally zero cost to the business owner. And then on top of that, I pay 10% of revenue, not sales, not profit, but revenue to whomever. If the city wants to keep that, if they want to delegate it elsewhere or direct it elsewhere. In the proposal, I put the school system. I've got 2 young kids, so I like trying to do what I can for the school system. And that's generally why I made the business, is to help increase how I can contribute back to the city. So anyway, that is my proposal, and I wanted to discuss with y'all, hear your thoughts, discuss if there are any next steps. If there's something in the machine that you want to have, but it's not there, you can put it in. Or if you just want to give some feedback. So those are on the machines at all times. So that is how. And I'm in Satsuma. I'm a consultant, and I actually work from the house. So if there's ever any issue, as a matter of fact, some of the ladies at the barbershop said, "You're always here if we ever call you." I was like, well, I live literally right around the corner. So I actually live around the corner from Wright Park. So I'm pretty central to everything.
Yeah, we have that on our machines too, but it doesn't give anything out. That doesn't always work.
Okay.
So if they have cash, it doesn't necessarily refund the cash either. And I didn't know if,
Typically, whenever that happens, it's because the coin bank is empty and it can't refund So like, say for instance, if you put a 5 in, because you can put, I think, up to 20s in those machines, if it doesn't vend, you're gonna get quarters back. And sometimes, if they put a 5 in, they get something, it's gonna refund you all quarters. So if that cash coin bank is empty, then it won't refund you. The software that I have on my machines, they have alerts for whenever you're low, not only for inventory, but for the coin exchanger, the dollar bill exchanger, that stuff sends me alerts.
Do you have Wi-Fi for your machines? How does that work, since I don't think that
It's
we
on a
have it?
cellular network.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's independent. There's no need to hook into any kind of Wi-Fi.
Okay.
It's all cellular.
You was talking about donating to the schools. Do you have a contract with them also?
I don't, no. Like I said, I started the business, September was my first full month of revenue. So I'm just beginning to build. So no, I don't have the school's
Yeah, I
contract.
thought maybe you had a, and you're talking about a 1-year contract. I mean, you're talking about paying yearly.
Yeah, and that's negotiable. When I said yearly, I guess the word I should have chosen was the term of the contract. If it's 6 months, a year, doesn't matter. Yeah. And for these machines, I actually have some numbers for you. So the one machine, the combination machine that I propose go to the pavilion is $220 a year, if we're talking about yearly terms, and the other ones are $310. The combination machine is, I guess it's less intensive as far as energy because it's not a fully just refrigerated machine. It's combination, it's both.
Is it both drinks and food?
The one that I would like to put near the splash pad would be. And in addition to that, like I said, I've got 2 young kids. Fortunately, we live pretty close to the park, so if I forget something, I can just run around the corner and go get it. But we're always forgetting something. If it's sunscreen or bug spray or something like that, you know, I'd like to put those type of items in the machine as well. That way, people that are there, I know they have parties at the pavilion a lot of times. You know, maybe they need something, they don't have to run to the house, I can just pick it up there.
The other question, at Wright Park and Lions Park, have you thought about the concessions? As far as affecting the concession stand?
I have. I looked at some of the offerings that were at Lions. I don't recall seeing a menu at the one at Wright Park, but the one at Lions, the only thing that I could think that would be in conflict would be their sports beverages like Powerade, Gatorade, whatever. That would be a discussion that I'd like to have separate. You know, that way I can separate the two. That way we're not competing. Now, the thing about the concessions is they're open on game days, but those parks are in use and people practice and the concessions aren't always open. So it's, I guess, finding that balance between providing a service for everybody that's within the city and also not competing with that other resource that the city offers.
But you haven't talked to those friends?
No, I didn't want to put the cart before the horse on that.
I think he was more or less talking up around near the splash pad and where the the playground equipment and all for those people, and that's, quite a distance, like at Wright Park. And then he talked about at Steel Creek Lodge, he would like to look where there's nothing.
Yeah.
I did tell him at Lions Park, I'm not sure that would be.
Yeah, and the machines, some of them come with, I guess, additional vandal protection. They have Lexan fronts. They have more robust locking mechanisms. So I've looked at some of those options for the machines as well.
Any additional questions y'all may have for Mr. Bryant?
What, you said the pricing, and Mr. Phillips was saying that that's an upfront energy charge? I'm sorry, say that part again, because I saw where it says the service would be zero cost to the city.
Right, so I've actually got a friend that works in metering at the power company. So I got the current figures from Alabama Power, and the specifications from the machines themselves. The example being the one that I have in there currently at the barbershop, it's 3 kilowatt hours a day. Multiply that by days of the year by the charge per kilowatt hour, and that equated to $160. And in that case, literally before I brought the machine and placed it, I gave the business owner that charge of that $160. So for the entire term, they're not out what it would cost them to run the machine.
Okay, so
Because-
you're paying the
The
person
utility
that,
costs, yep.
okay. Okay, I got you.
Would you be putting these police fire station also, splash pad?
I haven't thought of the fire station, but I mean, it's an option. I'd like to put them wherever y'all let me put them, to be honest with you. But,
And
like I said, the specifics of the proposal can be discussed. It was just something that I wanted to
Okay.
compile that way the city and the council could review.
Why don't you let us review it tonight? This is the first time they've had a chance to look
Yeah.
over it. I wanted to give a chance for you to introduce yourself to them
Yeah.
and the resident here, and what your thoughts are. I do think there is some room, like we said, especially around the splash pad in Steel Creek. So
Okay, that sounds
I
good.
like, has already been pointed out to you, there has been some vandalism
Yeah,
over the
and
years.
actually, that is one of my other questions, is for placement of these machines, does the city require I keep a level of insurance on any of the machines, or what's the, I don't even know if that's a protocol that y'all use.
It's something I'd like, probably have to discuss with Jay, where we do have to look at some liability there. Right.
Right, and, yeah, and I've talked to my insurance person, who's also based in Satsuma, and discussed, what it would take to get insurance on that. And
Okay.
that was his question, is what does the city require if they do?
All right, well, I think we can get at least the
Discussion
movement
started.
here and maybe
Okay.
get back with you shortly, and so we can move on. But I do appreciate you coming up tonight. and
No, it's my
explaining your
pleasure.
pro-
Thanks for adding me, and I'm assuming you're Heather. Yes, thank you also for
Okay.
putting me on here short notice. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant. Is there anyone else that wants to come before the council tonight?
Mayor, I asked Ms. Clearman from the library to come.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Tiffany?
I'm Tiffany Clearman from Satsuma Library, if y'all don't know who I am. So I know that recently there's been some discussion about a cost of living raise for the city employees. And I just wanted to just suggest that we include the library staff in this discussion. And there is a few positions that I would like to kind of bring to light and ask that we take a look at. I have a couple of different options that I've shared with Allison. And do you want me to go over those?
Yeah, and I'll just mention, so this actually, when I was including the library in this past budget that just got approved, I did not realize that we had not caught them up from the raise that was received in June. I think it was at June, the end of May, June. So we actually skipped the library when it came to that. So when we gave them in addition to the appropriation this year, it did not include the part that was given to other employees in June. So Tiffany and I spoke, and what she's come up with would bring library employees up to that 5%, but also when we did, the minimum was $13, I believe, for the unskilled labor. Is that correct? So people at the library do not meet that minimum. And so I think with what Tiffany has, I'd like for everyone to consider at least getting the library employees on their way to that minimum of $13. So go ahead.
So I had three options that we can look at. Library assistant is a part-time position. And just to bring that position up to $11 an hour. And then our assistant director to $14 an hour would be an increase of $2,647.84 a year. The second option would be to bring the library assistant position to $12 an hour and the assistant director to $15 an hour. That would be an increase of $7,119.84 a year. And then if we hit middle ground and just go to our library assistant at $11.50. And assistant director, $14.50 per hour. That is a yearly increase for our budget for $4,883.84. So I just really would like for y'all to take a look at these numbers, and I believe that, and I haven't included myself in this request. I just really want to advocate for our library staff. They work tremendously hard, and I just don't want to see them overlooked. I just want y'all to take this into consideration and discuss it. If you have any questions, please let me know.
And the library employees do not receive benefits, is that correct?
That's correct. None of our positions include benefits. Okay. Do you have any questions?
I know that I do have money in the parks budget, if it would be possible to move some of that to the appropriation to the library. I explained to Tiffany that we don't have a director in the parks at this time, and if we did submit to the Personnel Board a job description, I don't see that we would have anybody in place until well after Mardi Gras, just with the holidays coming up. And I feel like that money would be well used for the employees that we have already working at the library. How would we need to move forward to, do we need to add that to the agenda to transfer a budget, a line item to a different line item, if it pleases the council?
We can look at moving some money in the budget. I thought we gave you the request that you asked for in the budget.
I understand. Actually, that was the increase that was recently given was from what happened with everybody else from last May. Actually, it was discussed in council last May. I think the increase was given in June, and our staff didn't get it until this past month. There's another discussion on the board, on the table, I think more recently, to discuss another cost of living raise. And so I'm just trying to make sure, again, that we don't get overlooked. Just because the library staff did just get a raise, that raise was given to the other city employees many months ago.
Yeah, I think there was a misunderstanding that I had from Tiffany at her request. I was thinking she was requesting it for this upcoming budget year, but it was really just to get her her employees caught up from the raise that was given to the other employees during the summer. And did you have something ready for the step level? I didn't see that in here.
It's in your folder.
Oh, okay.
It's on down the list.
Oh, is there another? I printed this one out. That must be an old one.
I'm not sure the pleasure of the council. I mean, I feel like there's not going to be a lot of opposition. We'd like to work with you, but I mean, I wasn't aware that you were coming tonight for this presentation, so you kind of caught me off guard there. I thought we had given you what you requested a few weeks ago in the budget. So-
Right. This is a brand-new conversation that just happened between Allison and I when, I've just brought it to her attention that in all fairness. You know, the staff at the library did have to wait several months to get their raise, and then there's talk again of an increase, and I just, again, I'm just trying to make sure that we don't get overlooked.
So what you're asking for now goes with our, whatever we work on
Yes.
current, okay.
That's correct.
Yes.
And I asked Tiffany to come because I told her that the other department heads do sometimes attend the budget meetings. And she didn't want to interject into our business, but I told her it was important in case anyone had any questions that we could ask her directly. And because she has all the knowledge and she can answer those questions that I may not be able to answer, and it would be timely information from her.
Okay. Do y'all have any questions for me?
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tiffany. Mr. DeBerry?
I was just curious about water and sewer, brought it up meetings ago and y'all said check back, so.
Mr. Jones with the county assures me that our project is sitting at number one to go out for bid. He is still optimistic that it will be bid before the end of the year. But he's been telling me for months, he's optimistic in another month or two. We're very eager to get the project underway. Most of the water sewer issues we handle next door at the water department, but I don't mind answering your question. So we also are eager to get that project underway.
Okay, just checking.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Ma'am, I think you were trying to come up to the podium. Anyone else want to say anything? Okay. Some of you coming in, we're in our pre-council where we just kind of go over what we're going to have at the meeting. The regular meeting will start at 7 o'clock, and we will hopefully have the key kids out of here by about 7:20. And so bear with us through the boring part of the meeting, and we'll keep moving, okay? Okay, on the mayor's report, most of my stuff is really things we've already discussed many times. We have had some deaths in the community, our family members, Mr. McCrory, Miss Gates, and also y'all may have seen Mr. Randy Miller passed away last night, so have condolences to his family. Travis, if you would, try to make sure we get the signs posted over there at Mr. Miller's house tomorrow. I can give you the address, okay? I think y'all have your calendar of events. If you have anything you want to add, if y'all want to look over at Cindy.
I would like to firm up the ribbon cutting at the Bark Park for Saturday, November 12th at 10 a.m. Please. And I would at that time like to, I guess I was going to talk to y'all about the artists' submissions to go on the fence. So I thought that would be a great day to announce the winners of that contest.
Well, if you want to do a grand or ribbon cutting or something for the Bark Park, but I'd still like to do more improvements to that park.
Oh, absolutely. We'll have a grand reopening. We'll have all kind of fun stuff.
Can do to that little park over there. We've received a lot of positive comments on that.
Absolutely.
The pre-meeting was held last week for construction to start in front of the pilot. It will start on January the 3rd at the request of the businesses. They asked for it to hold off construction through the holidays, and AlDOT agreed to their request. We are hoping that the Rebuild Alabama funds, the 3 streets, Park, Maple, and Dogwood, will hopefully be under construction by the time we have our next council meeting in 2 weeks. That is scheduled to start. I know y'all have probably seen some of the backups that we've had up around the 4365 area. That traffic on the road paving out on the interstate has really backed the interstate up a couple of days out there. The Union Chapel is moving on. A lot of progress has been made since our last council meeting there. It's in the, some of this is in, we'll discuss in greater detail. The traffic study we have here for tonight. Veterans Day will be held on the 11th here at 9 a.m. So we need to make sure who all's coming so we can make arrangements for whatever part council may want to take in that. So if you would, let me know.
I'll be there.
10. Okay.
I should be there.
Mr. Butler? Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Okay, I'll be in attendance there. All right, we kind of getting a lot coming on in, so we'll move. Those are the biggest things that I have that, and the rest of the things should be covered in the items for discussion or consideration. Moving on, public services, Mr. Little.
Just a few things I can do in the regular meeting. I'm good.
Mr. Butler.
I only got a couple things, if you want to, later, or you want, I can do it now if you want to.
Is it on the agenda?
No, I just got surgery with, Chief
Okay,
Waits.
okay, we'll
Yeah,
do
wait
that. Sure, that's
Yeah,
fine. Mr. Skelton?
I'm good for now.
Ms. Reese?
Yes, sir. I can just talk about mine at the regular meeting, but I did want to let everybody know that we had 30 dogs registered and 1 miniature horse registered at the Howell-Owini Pet Parade. And we made over $689 that will go to the line for the Bark Park. And the winner of the Tractor Supply $50 gift card gifted it back to the city to be used for the Bark Park. So we were well over $700 there for that fundraiser. I have several vendors that I'd like to thank, but I can do that in the regular meeting. And I'll give Heather a list if, I don't know if she needs to put that in the minutes, each one. But we had Horton Snack Shack, Cincy, House of Paws. We had Tractor Supply, Wags and Whiskers were there with a pet adoption. We had Love Hugs, Pet Wants Mobile Bay, and then we had Ace Hardware of Creola, Chalkboard Kitchen, McConaughey's Drugstore, A Little Shop, Frou Frou and Lulu's, Gifts, Stoney's Barbecue, Tractor Supply, and the Azalea Trail Maids, and thanks to Public Works for getting our stuff set up. And to Brent Rawson for his sound system. So if I've left anyone out, I don't know, but thank y'all for being there.
Mr. Phillips?
Your turn.
Mr. Phillips?
I'm good, Mayor.
Did you fall asleep while I was talking?
No, I was kind of preoccupied.
You got some people
Okay, we
you know
got,
coming in?
run down the list real quick. We should be able to do this. Payment of the bills.
I would, I'd like to see if we could move that one to the end, if possible, for maybe a possible executive session discussion. About a question in there.
B, discussion and consideration of entering a contract with Driven Engine with the support for the A-Trap grant.
I'll put that in form of a motion.
I'll second it.
Phillips, Mr. Little. C, discussion of hiring Robert Giles as supernumerary fireman, effective November 5th.
I'll make a motion, we'll do that.
Second.
Discussion and consideration of John Hanson resignation as a firefighter.
I'll make a motion, but I want to talk about it later.
I can second him on now.
E, discussion of Corporal Robert Moore's resignation as a K-9 handler.
I'll second.
F, consideration of selling expander and the 2021 K-9 Tahoe.
And I'll make a motion for that.
I'll second.
G, discussion and consideration of calling for a lieutenant driver, Mobile County for a lieutenant/driver. It's going to be for the fire department for Mobile County Personnel Board.
Right. I'll make a motion.
So,
H, consideration of calling for a corporal's list from Mobile County Personnel Board. That's a police position.
Make a motion.
I can second it.
I, consideration of calling for an Operator 3 list from the Mobile County Personnel Board.
I'll do
Put that in the motion.
You got it, I'll second it.
Mr. Phillips and Randy. J, consideration of calling for a public service promotional department only, for a promotional department, I think it's supposed to be a departmental promotion only from the Mobile County Personnel Board.
I'll put it in the motion.
Second.
Again, Mr. Phillips and Mr. Little. K, consideration of calling for an assistant city clerk list.
I'll make it.
I can second it.
I, consideration, discussion and consideration of calling for a magistrate's list.
I can make that one.
I'll second it.
Discussion and consideration of a salary increase for employees. That's M.
You want to look at that real quick? It's, it'd be your blue tab in your binder. Or your second blue tab. Mine's blue. So if you look at your first column, that's currently, that's currently where you're at on all your employees. Their FICA amount and the extended total. If you go each step over to the right, instead of, it says 3, but it's 2.5, 5, 7.5, and 10. So as you go across, you see, down at the bottom, you see the increase over what you currently have. So in all of our budget lines, we had included 5%. I know the fire department's budget is different, it was set up different, but for this conversation, everybody, all the departments had 5% worked in. So if you did the 5%, you'd be at an additional $96,653. And obviously 2.5, you'd be half of that, but, that's the numbers everybody wanted to see, so.
And the 5% was already budgeted in there, right?
That's correct.
And then for the fire department, 10?
Yeah, they had put in theirs 5 and then an additional 5.
Okay.
Okay, well, I don't know that we're going, that I was aware we would separate the departments where we're giving one department more than we're giving any other department
No,
tonight.
we're not. What I'm doing was, for this specific conversation was just this chart.
Okay,
So,
Yeah, I would think it would be
public safety would be,
the same across the
yeah,
board.
different discussion for a different day.
Oh, this
Okay.
doesn't include public safety?
It does.
It does, okay.
But the additional over that he had put in his
I gotcha.
have to be,
So if every city employee got a raise of these percentage, that's what it would be, okay.
okay. N, discussion, consideration of purchasing giveaway items for the municipal dinner.
I'll do that one too.
Do we, I can second it, but do we have choices to pick from, or are we doing all of those?
Where's that at?
Right behind that salary,
Right behind it.
yellow and red.
I'm always a fan of the koozie.
Okay,
If you look at the charging port, that's what it'll look like on it. They're regular $5.59 a piece, and they offered $1.67. And they can get that to us within 5 minutes.
okay. We can go further at the meeting. We don't need to hold all these people up.
Yes.
Resolution, ordinance, orders, and other business. The only thing left, Resolution 2022-11-01 to award the bid, the project of the TAP AA-TA 22-921 for the sidewalk improvements to go on Old 43 and Hartley Road.
I'll put that in the motion, Mayor.
I'll second.
Mr. Phillips and Mr. Skelton. That's all we have on the agenda tonight. We have approximately 20 minutes before the meeting. So, welcome to everyone. We have gone through our pre-council, so at 7 p.m., we will have the Lee kids come forward, and after we start our meeting, and that'll be the first item of agenda, we will then take a quick break and let everybody take pictures and whatever they want to do, speak to their teachers, or, like I said, get a photograph before they leave, and we'll give you time to do that. So welcome again, and we will reconvene in our regular meeting at 7 p.m. Thank you for attending. Heather, you want to see if you can help Troy? I think he got going and like he had a problem.
Not graduated again. Got some technical difficulties. Oh,
Thank you. Good evening. I would like to call the regular council meeting of November the 1st to order. It's 7 p.m. For those of you, most of you are here for the Key Kids. We will do basically our requirements to open the meeting formally, and we will go to the Key Kids. So if everything goes smoothly, hopefully in about 15 or 20 minutes, y'all will be getting out of here, and then we'll go into regular order, keep y'all from having to be bored with the workings of the local government here. So the first thing, on behalf of all of us, I'd like to welcome each of you to the meeting tonight. It's a pleasure to see some of you. I hadn't seen some of you in quite a long time. I would like to remind you, if you have a cell phone, please either turn it to silent or turn it off so it won't disrupt the meeting. Here at Satsuma, for those of you, it's the first time, we always start our meetings with a word of prayer, and we follow that with the pledge. So if you're wearing a hat or anything, we would ask that you take that off. In just a moment, I'm going to ask you to stand, and we'll ask Councilmember Randy Little to say the prayer. So when you do stand, remain standing, and we will follow the prayer with the pledge. Randy, please.
Lord, we thank you for this beautiful day you've given us. We just ask your blessings on this meeting this evening. We just thank you for the families that are here. It's represented, Lord. We just ask your blessings on them. Father, just watch over us, help us to make good decisions tonight. Give us strength, Lord. And we just ask you to be with the first responders, be with our city, Lord, and our country. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance. Thank you, Mr. Little. Heather, would you give us a roll call, please?
Councilmember Little.
Present.
Councilmember Butler. Councilmember Skelton.
Present.
Councilmember Reese.
Present.
Councilmember Phillips.
Here.
Mayor Barler.
Present. Please let the record reflect that all the elected officials are here, along with the city clerk and city attorney. And we have Sergeant Wilcutt from the police department. I think fire chief is out tonight with some, wasn't able to make it with us, so but we have about everyone here. We have the agenda. Each of you have it. We went over it in the pre-council. Motion to approve the agenda.
Were we going to move item A for discussion down to the end?
I thought we'd do that once we got into regular order of business, since we can do that just with them.
That's fine.
Without having to.
Okay.
Okay. With that being said, you want to make a motion for the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Skelton, second by Mr. Little to approve the agenda. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right in our packet tonight, we have the workshops from the regular meeting, which was held October the 18th, 2022, here at City Hall. Did y'all have a chance to look over the minutes?
Yes, sir.
I get a motion to,
Make a motion, we approve the minutes from the workshop held on October 25th.
well, we need to do the regular meeting on the 18th first, but we can do it, we can keep it the same. Is that okay if we do the meeting, the regular meeting first and then the
That's fine.
25th? Motion made by Mr. Little, seconded by Mr. Butler to approve the minutes from the regular meeting on October the 18th. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Okay, I think that's what they did was from the 25th, so if you two gentlemen would make a motion again and
So
second
moved.
it, we'll go to that. Motion made by Mr. Little, second again by Mr. Butler. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Okay, now what most people are here for, the key students. This is something we, at the council, really enjoy doing. We're real proud of our school system here, what the children are doing, the students. We just really, we think it's a drawing point to our community. We hear good things about the system everywhere we're going. So thank all of you for coming. Thank you for being the parents and participating, because I do think that the citizens are what makes Satsuma what it is. So we do appreciate all of you tonight, and we will move forward and call out each student's name. And when they do, they'll come around behind the city clerk and kind of around behind the council and go out the side. So I'm going to move to the front now, and we will hand out the awards. So thank you.
I do want to mention that we are having a ribbon cutting at the Bark Park, which is on Plateau East, on Saturday, November 12th at 10 a.m. So everybody mark it down, bring your pets out. We are working on getting playground equipment for that area, so that's to come later. Thank you.
Okay, since we have a lot of people, I probably will have to use the microphone so y'all can hear me. So the first one we'll start with is Carter Baker. Carter? Hey, Carter, congratulations, buddy. Here you are. Turn around and let's see Dad get a picture there. Okay, there you go. You gonna get it? Hold that over there. Hold that for it. Okay? Yes, sir, thank you. Right. Okay. Callaway Black. You want to go around, we go around, let them go around behind. Arya Cunningham. Okay, Arya. Tucker DeBerg. Tucker. Hey, Tucker. Sway Dunnigan. Hey. Parker Thomas. Parker. And the last one here, Braden Tucker. Braden? Okay, moving on to the first graders. Madison Anderson.
Hey, Matt, I know I heard calling your name back there. That's your friend? Mr. Gray? Turn around, let's get into the picture. There we go. Good. Here, go around by the
Luke Chapman. Luke?
Hey, you come right from the side, get it. Hey, turn around. There you go. There you go, man. Congratulations. Good job.
Abby Dykes. Abby?
Come on, Bob. Hey, man. Congratulations. Come around.
Alex Godot. I'm not sure of the last name. Alex? Hey, Alex.
Hey, Alex. Come on, buddy. Big man. Hold this right there. Come on, thank you. Good job. Good. Come this way right here. Rest of them. Here you go. Go around there.
Wyatt Hadaway. Wyatt? Hey, Wyatt.
Good job,
Blair Hathcock. Blair? Hey, come right here on the front row.
You got it.
Okay, second grade, Devin Edmonds. Where are you, man? Where are you? Okay. Okay, Brooklyn O'Rear. Brooklyn? Hey, Brooklyn.
Good job. Come on this way.
This way, baby. Got one of these?
Aubrey Stringfellow. Hey, Aubrey, come on up. Claire Squires. Come here, Claire.
Good job. Good job.
John Grady Cole. John Grady. Okay.
Good job. Now, come on, we're here.
Hey, Clay. Check on that.
Scarlett Dew. Scarlett? There she comes around the side. Zoe Hardwick. Zoe? Lucy Hartley.
Okay, come on up, we can, or we'll do it one song, either way. Okay, okay, then right there.
Levi Hartley.
Okay, Levi, now. Both of them. Come on around this way right here.
Jace Lamberth.
Come on, buddy, good job, come on around.
Okay. Piper O'Rear.
Come on up here, Piper. Turn around so you get stick you up here. Good job, thanks. Right here, Piper, we'll go around to let you do your thing.
Jordan Robinson. Hey, Jordan.
Way to go.
Come on around so that good job.
Okay, moving to the third grade. Mason Anderson. Okay. Hey, Mason.
Congratulations, buddy. Let's turn around here so you can get a picture of us right Come on around this way so they can see you. Thank you. You can go right over. Back over there.
Lamb Bentley. Okay. Hey, Lamb.
Way to go.
You got it. Come on around and take it.
Hey, Kelly, my fell off.
Riley Black. Oh, right on the.
Got a bunch of people. Congratulations.
Asher Edmonds. Asher.
Man, Asher, you got a fan club. I need to, if you're around here a little more, let's turn around so they can get your picture right there. There you go.
Decent sight.
Good job. Come on so they can tell you congratulations.
Pierce Robertson. Fourth grade. Addison Kaiser. Addison.
You got a great crowd too, listening. We'll get your picture right there. You got a bunch of them getting your picture. Congratulations. Good job. Go on.
Gage Lee. Hey, Lee.
Picture of you right here. You got a bunch of them. You got everybody looking at your picture, buddy. Congratulations, good job. You get blown up too. There you go.
Callie Ott. Come on up, Callie.
Turn around, Callie. Let's see. Congratulations. We'll see you up here again. Good job.
Special. Key student night.
Is it Shani, Rachel? Hey.
Yeah, y'all can go.
Parker Touchstone. Parker?
Hey, Parker. He'll tell what off football play you'll be doing.
She cheered with me. She told me, she's doing something right. Her brother is a cheerleader.
Fifth grade. Davy Alfred.
Recognize you. I didn't even recognize you.
There you go, this way.
That hair.
Lucas Bentley. Hey, Lucas.
Turn around right here. Picture right there. There you go, good job. I want you to do a bunch of, get this a bunch more times, okay? See you later.
Peyton Middleton. Ralph Pearson.
Turn around right here, let's see. Congratulations. Good job. Want to see you again.
Okay, the final, the sixth graders. Kinsley Davis. Kinsley?
Hey, Kinsley. Let's see your picture. Congratulations. We want to see you back up here. You keep good job. Keep doing it.
Ella Petrie. Ella? Hey, Ella.
Congratulations. See you later.
Micah Reynolds.
Man, you got a fan club here today too. Congratulations. You big as I am, buddy.
And the final recipient tonight, Allie Tarver. Allie, woo, goodness.
Congratulations. Here, you know that. You got to run for office. You got so many friends. You'll be, take my job.
Okay, that's all of the awards. Anybody wants to take some pictures? If you want to settle around for a minute, we're going to, if the council agrees, take about 5 minutes to let everybody do that or get your stuff and get out of here, and then we'll go into our regular order of business. Thanks again for coming tonight.
Hey.
Cheers again. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Grades.
Sold everything. problem with us tonight. Cars. Black one with red tie.
I think the pet parade was rigged,
Good buddy, how you doing?
because,
Been doing all right?
Yeah, what about you?
Place over?
Yo, where you talking about?
Ashland is Madison.
No, I live over in Gilbert, in Virginia now.
And then they gave her an award,
Moved about 14 years ago.
and then, I say it was rigged, it wasn't really rigged. And then the winner was the Pink Azalea Trail Maid dog. Are you thrilled? So, BJ Henderson, she dressed it as a Azalea Trail Maid. Like,
Time flies.
obviously it was gonna win.
Did I not try to
It was
say
so
that?
cute.
Yeah, when you go to work? They got you like about teachers they got. That's all right. They can't stand this. I think about them old cars.
Can't stand it.
Listen, school.
Oh, yeah?
And I wish I had all those cars back,
Where you at now?
I'm still at the tunnels for DOT. At the time. December will be 17 years. Got 8 more and I'll be fully eligible for retirement.
You where?
Aldot.
Aldot, that's right, that's right. Where you work at?
On top of the tunnel, right there by Austin. December I'll hit 17 years. We had an old 24. Once I get 25 in, I'll be fully eligible.
There you go.
Never happened.
Anyways,
Never know.
be here for you doing.
On the Bayway last week. That's
not nothing to get
out on the road with.
I see where y'all, you told people to sue y'all the other day.
That's everything.
Now, they should have went to prison when they done that.
I can't keep up with all that.
That should never happen. Whenever the James boys hit that tow bridge over at Orange Beach. The politicians should have went to prison for that. The highway system, they build a bridge and they collect tolls forever. That's why I said that should have never, ever happened.
I'll get on out of here so y'all can get to the young.
Well, you know, Orange Beach said, okay, but DOT now said they can build another bridge. That company filed suit last week to stop them from building.
Too much CNC?
Because they said they're trying to put them out of business. Oh, I don't know. I know who built it. I just figured that company was theirs.
Too late now, they got a picture back.
All right. Oh, that's good to know. Plugged in the splash pad.
What's going on with our fire chief? Fire chief. He got surgery. He fails. That old boy, big as he is, he falls, it's a long fall. It's a long way to fall.
Yeah.
He okay? He's in house right now. He had surgery this morning, but he's better right now.
Did it just happen when he fell? Did it just happen?
No, it's been a
A little while. Just having surgery now. Yep.
Okay, it looks like everyone's got out of the building now, and looks like it's approaching 5 minutes, so if y'all are ready, we'll call the meeting back to order. Okay, we've completed down through the key student awards. We'll move to Josh Bryant. The discussion on the vending machines, he left, which I told him, if y'all didn't have any questions, I didn't see a reason for him to stay. You can look over the packet. The gentleman just came to City Hall a few weeks ago, introduced himself, said he'd moved here. And I told him what I told y'all, same thing, that there probably could be a use for vending machines in a couple of locations. I don't know about everywhere. If y'all have any thoughts or feedback, please let me know. Okay, went into the mayor's report. Just real quickly, most of those things we discussed before. I did say that we've had some deaths in our community. I read out. Family member lost a father, Mr. McCrory. Also, Ms. Gates passed away, I think a couple of weeks ago. And then yesterday, Mr. Randy Miller passed away. He was one of our longtime residents here. He succumbed to his battle with cancer. So I think the arrangements haven't been made yet, but I'll let y'all know what we find on that. Calendar of events. Y'all can look and see. November and December calendars are both starting to fill up. So if you got anything specific you want to put on there, please let us know. I did discuss that there was a pre-bid meeting last week at ALDOT, the discussion of the intersection that runs in front of the Pilot and Chevron. It's going to be quite extensive work that ALDOT has bid out to Middleton Construction to do the job. At the request of some of the businesses, they have postponed the start date until January the 3rd. At some point between now and then, I do hope that we can make some posts and maybe get some publicity that will show that the inconvenience for a short time hopefully will be worth it whenever this job is completed. So we're just letting y'all know that they did have the pre-conference meeting last week out at ALDOT, last Thursday, the 27th. The Rebuild Alabama streets that we are going to work on, they should be under construction, or the repaving project should be underway hopefully before our next council meeting. I did point out that we've had some traffic congestion up around the 43 and 65 area. It's backed up a couple of days with all the construction and the repaving project out on I-65. So hopefully that project will be cleared up in a short time ahead, and we can get the traffic back to regular through there. If y'all have had a chance to ride by the Union Chapel, y'all may notice that they're really making a lot of headway there, so that's looking good. We did discuss the Veterans Day. Will be at 9 a.m. on the 11th. All the elected officials have said they will be there, so we will make the itinerary now. Hopefully we can do it and not be too long, because I know the Patriot Guard riders and some of the other military people have other obligations. It's multiple things going on that day. So I told them we would try to keep it not too long for the people to come out. And obviously we'll have to make arrangements in case of inclement weather comes up that we can move it. So if anybody has anything specific, please let us know so we can include that. A few other things, but I think it's all going to come up in the items for discussion and/or consideration. So with that being said, we'll move on, and I'll go to Public Services with Mr. Little.
Mayor, the senior report, we delivered 966 meals for the month of October to 46 different participants. And we're still having 12 to 15 people on Tuesdays and Thursdays down at the center. Also, we made 39 trips to various medical appointments with the van. Also with the van, we did do some brake work, and we're trying, there's one or two other things that needs to be done with the van, just trying to get it until we can get our new van, which keeps getting pushed back a little bit, but hopefully we'll get that soon. Also, Mayor, I would like to ask Heather if we could to extend the Inspector One list if, maybe for another 30 days. I think it expires tomorrow, if you thought that was okay,
Sure.
please. And I thought it was something else, but
You can come back to it if you
maybe
do.
we'll come back if I can think of something else.
All right, Mr.
Thank you.
Little, no problem. Moving to public safety, Mr. Butler.
Okay, Chief Waits, he had, knee surgery this morning, and, the surgery was successful. And right now, he's got a lot of pain with it right now, and, he's gonna return to work on Monday, November the 7th. And also, he gave the report for the fire department for the month of October the 1st until October the 31st. We got 29 calls for the EMS, 20 calls for the fire, and for a total of 49 calls. And, for the mutual aid, we got 7 calls. And, that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Butler. Mr. Skelton.
I don't have anything at this time.
Ms. Reese.
Yes, sir. I wanted to mention again that Saturday, November 12th at 10 a.m. will be the ribbon cutting for the Bark Park, which is in Magnolia Park. And we'll have Horton Snack Shack there again. They were the ones that were at the pet parade. They have ice cream for adults and children, for humans as well as dogs. Also, we have some leftover goodies from Critter Sitters, so we'll be handing those out. And bring your four-legged friend that day. Also, I noticed on the calendar that the splash pad is officially closed for the season, as today is November 1st. Also, if we could get on the agenda for next time, recognitions of the Spirit of Satsuma band. And I don't know what we want to do, do we need to find out what awards they won and then present that in a proclamation or anything, or I don't know how we want something like that.
What'd we do for the softball team?
I don't know. Did we do something for the softball team?
They come here that night. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I remember that,
Yeah.
like at the end of last year, because they went to state.
They won a state.
Yeah.
They won a state.
Yeah.
I
All
don't
right.
think there's going to be any opposition. If you'd like to get a list of what they made, we can make a proclamation and read it. And as you had said, recognize them up front or have them walk through,
Yeah.
whatever you want to do.
Okay, thank you. And then, as you all know, we had the 3rd annual Halloween Pet Parade Sunday in Baldwin Square. It was a great turnout. We had 30 dogs registered and 1 miniature horse registered. That was a total of $480. And we had $53 in donations, and 2 vendors donated cash for a total of $55. And then the raffle brought in $101. So, plus the person that won the gift card to Tractor Supply donated it back to the Bark Park. So that was a total of $739, which is awesome. So really excited about that. The only expense to the city was the rental of the portalette and the hand wash station. Would like to thank Horton Snack Shack, the Scentsy vendor, House of Paws, Tractor Supply, and Saraland, Wags and Whiskers, Love Hugs, Pet Wants Mobile Bay. Those vendors that donated cash, they also graciously donated door prizes and raffles that helped go towards the fundraising. And then we also had Ace Hardware of Creola, Chalkboard Kitchen, McConaughey's Drugstore, A Little Shop, Frou Frou, Lulu's, and I think I already said Tractor Supply. Also want to thank Brent Rawson for his sound system and his emceeing, and the Azalea Trail Maids. They are always our guest judges, and Public Works for their help in setting things up. And we'll see y'all again in 2023. On a side note, the chairs that we got from Mobile Popcorn, I don't know if you guys have seen those or not. Anybody raise your hand? Y'all might want to check those out. They're, they don't smell very good. And I think we need to ask for our money back. I don't know, what do you think? I didn't even use the chairs because they were very musty and moldy, and the legs were rusted out and bent. So I don't think anyone should use the chairs, just as a safety precaution for the city of Satsuma. So, and also, if we have to borrow the tables from the church, I think we should look in investing in a few tables for the city, so we don't have to borrow the churches. But that's for another discussion. That's all.
Mr. Phillips, Public Works.
I have nothing tonight, Mayor.
Okay. Items for discussion and/or consideration. A was the payment of the bills, and Mr. Skelton's asked that we put that at the back, or the bottom of the list. Any problem with that? We will go on to B. Discussion and consideration entering into a contract with Driven Engineering for support with the A-Trip grant.
I'll put that into a motion, Mayor.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Phillips, seconded by Mr. Little to enter into the grant for the traffic study. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. C, discussion and consideration of hiring Robert Giles as a supernumerary firefighter to be effective November the 5th, 2022.
Second.
Motion been made by Mr. Butler, seconded by Mr. Skelton. Is there any discussion? Have we got the background and all the information that's needed for the hiring? Everything's good? Okay. If you could, please let me see that background on him. I just don't recall seeing it, but I'm sure it is. Motion been made and seconded to hire the, Mr. Giles, and I would like to make sure, I just don't recall signing off on a background. So pending that we do have a background investigation. I don't think y'all have a problem with that, though, do you? No. Okay. Motion been made and seconded. We'll do that after making sure we have a background in place. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. Discussion and consideration of accepting John Hanson's resignation as a firefighter, which was effective October the 28th, 2022. Was that the day he brought his stuff up?
Yeah, he just walked out.
Okay. Okay, well, what's the pleasure of the council on this, accepting this resignation?
I make a motion, we do it.
Is he gonna be paying back the EMT course?
Supposed to.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not gonna be standing with, good standing either.
He's on probation, so
Yeah, he had
it don't matter really.
for a year.
Okay.
I still agree with Mr. Butler. I don't accept it. You know, I would like to make sure that, I mean, this gentleman came here and basically stayed in school the whole time he was here. And we paid him to get that, and then he just did what he did. I mean, I
Right.
just. So he was on probation, but we're going to accept it, but not in good standing.
Right.
Okay.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Butler, seconded by Mr. Skelton. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
E, the discussion and consideration of accepting Corporal Robert Moore's resignation as the K-9 handler to be effective on November the 10th, 2022.
Make a motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Motion made by Mr. Butler, seconded by Mr. Little to accept the resignation of Corporal Moore. I think we have, for the record, I think he is leaving and taking a position with the Sims Police Department. Any discussion, questions? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
F, related to the same thing, discussion and consideration of selling Expander, our K-9, and the 2021 Tahoe, which was the K-9 unit, to Sims for the sum of $40,000. That was an agreement worked out between our acting chief and their chief of police. Is that correct? True. So y'all all agree on that?
I second.
Motion was made by Mr. Butler. It was seconded by Mr. Little to make the sale for the set amount of $40,000. Any discussion further? All those in favor signify by aye.
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 We are in process, so you'll know, this one just says discussion and consideration of calling for LT driver list for Mobile County Personnel Board. This is calling for the testing process to get started because we have a captain's position we're going to fill, which will create a opening there. So that's the reason, and it's, like I said, for clarity. It is a promotion which will come down the road in the fire department. We got to get it started.
I make a motion.
Motion made by Mr. Butler,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Skelton. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
H, discussion and consideration of calling for a corporal's list from the Mobile County Personnel Board for the police department for our promotions there.
Make a motion.
Second.
A motion made by Mr. Butler and seconded by Ms. Reese. Any further discussion or questions? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Moving through the list there quick. Discussion and consideration of calling for an Operator 3 list from the Mobile County Personnel Board.
I'll put that in the motion.
Second.
This is for Public Works. Any questions, discussion? Motion made by Mr. Phillips, seconded by Mr. Little. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Discussion and consideration of calling for a Public Service Worker 1 promotional department. I'm not sure about the wording, Heather. I'm trying to look, we're trying to say it's a promotional for department only. Is that list, that's the way it's listed on the personnel, promotional department only, meaning they would have to be in our Public Works Department list from the Mobile County Personnel Board.
I'll put that in the motion.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Phillips, seconded by Mr. Little. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Discussion and consideration of calling for an assistant city clerk list from the Mobile County Personnel Board.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Skelton, seconded by Ms. Reese. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Discussion and consideration of calling for a magistrate list from the Mobile County Personnel Board.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made once again by Mr. Skelton, seconded by Ms. Reese. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Discussion and consideration of a salary increase for employees, which Mr. Skelton wanted to discuss in the pre-council, so.
Yeah, I would like to, based on the numbers that we had put in the budget, in the current state of the economy and an aid to help our employees out, I would propose put in form of a motion, 5% raise for our employees.
Second.
We go discuss it any?
Yes, yeah, it's got a motion and a second. We're going to open it for discussion at this time.
And, you know, what I'd like to say about it, I'm not against giving employees anything we can afford, but I do think we need to be very careful with the economy, what it's doing right now. I mean, every time you turn on the news, we're heading to a full recession. And y'all need to remember the budget is an outline of what we're projecting we're going to do this year in income. And it's based off last year. There's no way I'll believe we're going to do the same monies this year that we did last year because of what's happening in the economy. And, you know, you're talking about doing a $100,000 a year raise. I don't think we might be better doing like a 3% and looking at it in 6 months and seeing where we're at in our budget, just to be sure we're not going the wrong way.
I would say with past history, we've not been going the wrong way, and we've been budgeting very well.
That's right, but this, like I say, this is a little bit different this year. I mean, we're fixing to go into a recession, and we're not going to generate the monies we generated last year. That's my belief. I mean, It's just something I wanted to throw out there on the table.
I think it's a valid concern, a fair question.
Yeah.
You know, a slowdown could affect the economy. And I don't know, you know, I'm hoping that we can at least stay where we were last year, but I do not see a real anticipated increase.
Well, I mean, we're talking about a $96,000 a year increase. And if we can afford it, great. That's what I'm saying. I'm not against it. I just want to throw that out there because what I do not want to do is be in the red at the end of the year.
It would be of my opinion that we would tighten our belt in other areas, not in the employees' salaries.
Where would you
For
suggest that
instance,
be?
Spending, unnecessary items.
Okay.
Like maybe not such a big playground equipment or, I'm sorry? Did somebody say something? Oh, I thought I heard somebody say something. Was there a comment from the crowd?
This,
Oh, okay. I'm
but,
sorry, lost my train of thought.
well, I'm agreeing with Mr. Phillips. I will vote tonight for a 2.5% raise. And if the money looks like it's coming in, I certainly will agree with that. But
I'll
we're
vote
sitting
for
here right now,
3%, you know.
tonight, talking about filling, what do we have? Hiring a fireman. We're losing a police officer. We're making a promotional list in the fire department, in the police department, in public works. We're looking at hiring one in an assistant city clerk and possibly a magistrate. And giving a 5% raise, I mean, that's going to be a substantial impact on the budget, all of those. So, and I don't think that the numbers we have in front of us are figuring in those positions, those promotions, and filling those positions.
Well, so far, we're a month into the budget year, and we don't have those positions filled. And we never did fill the parks one for the past 2 years. So we've always
I thought you were
had,
looking for somebody for that.
we don't even have the job description submitted to the personnel board for what we're looking for.
You mentioned that at the last meeting, that what the job description was for that you were looking for.
Yeah, I handed it to you so you could review it.
So, I mean,
Did you get a chance to review it?
I've looked and tried every way I know for the last couple of years to find somebody that would fill that position. And I'm still telling you, if you find somebody, we will certainly.
I don't know of anybody that would want to work for Satsuma right now, especially if we're not even considering a 5%
You don't, you
raise.
sit here on the council and make a statement like that?
Not if we're not willing to take care of our employees. I mean, look at
Who
the
is
mass
not willing to
exodus.
take it?
Look at all the people that we have that we need to hire, that people have just left the city. It's not good.
Allison, there's some cities that actually cut their budget this year because of what they're projecting.
Well, to me, the people are the most important part, so.
Nobody's disagreeing with that, but
Well, our actions here say volumes, whether we decide to give these people a raise or not, and how much.
We just sat here, said we would try to fill positions and give promotions and give across-the-board raise.
But if they hear people saying, oh, well, what was y'all's raise this year? Well, they hardly gave us a 2.5%. They were like, well, I don't want to work there. I mean, would be like the morale of the people that are in the city working here already, that we would hope to retain what's little bit left, but.
And so.
So our actions
started
would
in
drive people
pre-council
away.
wanting to increase the funding so we can give raises in the library, which we just agreed a couple of weeks back to give an increase in their budget.
Well,
And
that was
now
only
we
to catch
agreed
them
to
up
do
from
that.
June. So they actually need more money to be caught up if we go with this raise
I
here.
personally think a 3% raise is a good raise. I mean, I went a many year, I didn't see 3% in a year.
Well, some of the people will be getting hopefully a promotion,
Yeah,
which is going to
promotion
be,
on top of it. Plus, you got
10%
merit
plus.
raises to look at this year also.
I feel like you're all arguing against the 5%.
Just stated facts.
If it were up to me, I'd say 10.
Yeah.
We know you would.
Be
You've already made that at the
193,000 a year.
last meeting, you've made that apparent. Mr. Skelton made a motion to grant a 5% across-the-board raise, and it was seconded by Ms. Reese. In the discussion, everybody's heard what was said. There's been a couple people we hadn't heard anything from. If they got anything they want to say, go ahead. If they don't, let's call it for a vote.
Can we do a roll call, Mayor?
Sure? If that's what your request is, a roll call. Heather, you ready for a roll call? I was giving you,
Councilmember Little,
Yes.
Councilmember Butler,
Yes.
Councilmember Skelton,
Yes.
Councilmember Reese,
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips,
No.
Mayor Barlow.
no. All right, we have a 5% raise, which will go in effect at the next pay period. When will the next pay period be?
The 11th. November 11th.
I guess y'all didn't say, but y'all want it to start tonight, or, I mean, that's the way y'all voted. If you want to do it, do it. Come on.
When do you submit it to the personnel board for it to become effective?
Whatever day you want to select.
Okay.
As long as it's on a, you know, well, actually, it needs to be on a Saturday, so it would be, if you're going to the current pay period, it would be October 29th, so you couldn't do that. The next one would be
Give it, try it if y'all want to.
November 12th.
Start on the next one, just to keep all the paperwork clean.
Discussion and consideration of purchasing giveaway items for a municipal dinner.
I'll put that in form of a motion. We've got collapsible koozies and the phone charger stand. Heather and Edith have worked and found these items for us.
Are we going to order enough just for, like, the anticipated attendees at the dinner? Or would we go up to, like, the level where you would get a discount, so we would have them for use at multiple events?
That's what the mayor had said previously, he would like to use the advertising so that y'all could have things to give out.
Perfect.
But you need to pick, like on the koozies, what you want. I think on the, charters, it was 150 is all they had left. It was like an item that was leaving, so.
So you're asking us to pick a quantity of the koozies? Yeah. To me, a koozie never goes out of style. What about 1,000? And what, I guess that would be out of the advertising budget? I mean, I'd hate to buy too many and then like take away from the sports teams that we would advertise with.
She checked with two local companies and they couldn't beat the price of these and get them here in time for your event.
How long do you think it'd take to use that many?
It's a lot.
That's a big number, right?
You want to go with 200 then? We'll go, or middle of the road, 500? I'm just looking at what she's got here on the price breaks.
I'd say maybe 500.
Okay.
You think your municipal dinner's like 130 people, usually somewhere around in there?
Yes.
So you would have some, yeah, for probably do in your Christmas parade or,
That
you know,
wouldn't take
different
that,
things like that.
that long.
All right, need to give her an answer.
I'll make a motion to do, purchase 500 koozies and 150 charging stands.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Skelton, seconded by Ms. Reese to buy 500 koozies, 150 charging stands. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? I didn't really hear anybody when I said all those in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
Well, I gave the second, so that counts as my vote. Right? You don't vote when you second it or make
Okay.
a motion.
Those opposed, there was no opposition. Last item on the agenda, before we go back to the bills, is Resolution 2022-11-01 to award a bid for the project TAPPA-TA22-921 in parentheses. It is for Parton Smith for sidewalk improvements to start on Hartley Road and along Old Highway 43.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Phillips made the motion, seconded by Mr. Skelton. Any discussion? We will go and proceed as we agreed in the workshop last Tuesday night with the one section reducing the, I think it was taking $8,000 out of it along near the Pennsylvania crossing. So didn't it come in at like 200, roughly 238, 39,000? Just for the minutes, so we'll have that. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, let it show it passed.
We go into the last order, on the sale of the expander, we see the record, the market value of the truck. That was at or above the fair market value of that vehicle. Sale, of that vehicle.
Sir?
The sale of that vehicle, we need to have in the record that was worth above or at fair market value for that vehicle. I'm assuming it was at that price.
That was the number that was discussed by the council and agreed on, as far as the Kelly Blue Book value. I believe when I ran it, it was 42,000, on the vehicle, but the market's kind of crazy right now, as far as used vehicle prices.
Well, there's some fluctuation on that, on the condition of the vehicle. Y'all felt like that
Correct.
fair market value of the vehicle as sold as
But you also purchased it on a state bid pricing, so that kind of
Right. It's,
doesn't,
that was considerably more than purchased on the state bid price. I believe the state bid price right now, if I'm not mistaken, is around 35,000. In that area, plus the equipment, everything in consideration. But I made sure that I gave the mayor and all the council a breakdown of every penny that we had in the vehicle that
It was discussed at length in a workshop.
I just said we
How
need
they
to have
come
it
in.
in the record that it was for fair market value. I wasn't questioning that it was not at that.
I think you could easily say that. Yeah.
He's got the data. He showed us. He presented it the night he made his presentation. So we'll include that it does appear to be fair market value. Mr. Skelton,
yes, sir.
you had requested the payment of the bills, which is the only thing that I see remaining on our agenda tonight, that you said you might want to do that in executive session or something, I think you said.
That's correct. Reviewing one of the bills, there's a question that could be brought up about an employee's good name and character, and I wanted to discuss that before we voted to pay the bills.
How long do you anticipate wanting to talk?
10 minutes?
Well, we always go a little over. Would you mind at least making it
15?
15 for the naming, good name and character?
Yes, sir.
We'll probably just come back and adjourn. So y'all welcome to stay, as always, but I can understand if you'd want to do it.
I'll make the
Meet
motion.
him with you.
I'll second.
Motion made by Mr. Skelton, seconded by Mr. Little, to go in executive session for approximately 15 minutes. What's our time?
8:05.
Jada, we have to do a roll call.
Yes, I was going to say that. Roll call vote.
Councilmember Little,
Yes.
Councilmember Butler,
Yes.
Councilmember Skelton,
Yes.
Councilmember Reese,
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips.
Yes.
Mayor Barlow.
Yes. It is 8:05. We'll be back approximately 8:15.
Crazy. Y'all start.
see. Time is 8:16, we're almost dead on 10 minutes, so we did make it in time, so I'd like to call the meeting back to order. And we had one item left on the agenda, and that was payment of the bills.
So I'll make a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $37,285.37.
Motion made by Mr. Skelton, seconded by Mr. Phillips to pay the bills in the set amount. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
If there's no further business to come before the council,
Could I speak from here?
if it's quick, you're out of order, but very quickly, go ahead, Mr.
I'm gonna make it very quick. I wanted to discuss this intersection up here at Pennsylvania Station. This thing has gone on for about the last I'm not blaming on this administration, it's gone on for the last 5 administrations. We tried to get that thing fixed up there. We've had several terrible traffic accidents up there. Right now, the pilot station is carrying, or not carrying, but the pilot station is important to the city of Satsuma for the thing that we get into here. I heard, I don't know, this is rumors, that Oasis is fixing to put a truck stop in up there in Creole, up there the other side of Radcliffe Road. I don't know if it is.
I've been hearing that for about 10
But I
years.
do know that if they go up there to put in a pilot station up there on the other side of Radcliffe Road, that ALDOT is gonna go up there and they're gonna put in a crossing up there that won't be like the crossing that we've had to deal with here for the last 15 years here in Satsuma. I know, and like I say, I'm not blaming on this administration, I'm not blaming on this mayor, because you're not the first one that's had to deal with this thing. We've not been able to get anything done up there. We had the same situation with the railroad crossing up there by you, couldn't get nothing done, all of a sudden we got it done. But this is something that we need to take into it, and I think you need to have each and every one of these councilmen's support in getting this thing done, because that is a critical situation. We've had one of our city employees almost killed up there. He's paralyzed for the rest of his life, and we have him constantly having traffic accidents in that intersection. And there's no reason why they can't come down here and do something for the city of Satsuma. But if they start on that truck stop up there at Radcliffe Road, Mr. Aldot's gonna go up there, and they're gonna put in the finest crossing you ever seen, and we're gonna be stuck down here with the same thing we've had for the last 15 years. So, you got my utmost support, and I wish each and every one of you councilmen up here would absolutely get behind him, and let's get this thing straightened out, because it is a mess.
We're working on it. They are.
Thank you, Mayor.
Jack, that's a raceway they put in.
I'm sorry.
A raceway right there at Radcliffe.
Got a race with their building, but, I hear stuff.
Hey, all right. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion made and second, we adjourn. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for coming.